How does a young man just disappear? It's been almost a month since 23-year-old RAF serviceman Corrie McKeague was last seen heading back to his base at RAF Honington after a night out in Bury St Edmunds.
Extensive police searches of the area have been carried out, but there are no leads as to where he might be. And we're going to be speaking to Corrie's mother in just a moment. First of all, Nick Dixon is in Bury St Edmunds for us this morning. Morning, Nick. So police want to see if there are any more CCTV images of Corrie after 3:20 in the morning. Is that right?
Yeah, about 24 minutes past 3, to be absolutely exact. But, I mean, really, that kind of information for the police would be massively helpful in terms of a breakthrough, because they can certainly account for his whereabouts earlier in the night. He was here in the town with his friends on a night out. He left them in the wee small hours. He went for a bite to eat at his favourite takeaway place just down the street there, a pizza place. And as he was coming back across the street, he was picked up on CCTV cameras just across the road, just coming around past this pub on St Andrews Street North, just coming around the corner with his takeaway food, just munching as he casually walked along here. He passed a few different people as he moved on to Brent Govil Street as well. He was wearing that distinctive light pink shirt that we've been seeing in the CCTV pictures, the white trousers as well, and the brown Timberland boots. And once he moved onto this street, he kind of disappeared into a doorway, a shop doorway, and went for a sleep for a couple of hours until that crucial 3:24 a.m. when he was last seen moving away from this area on CCTV. Now, beyond that, the police were able to trace and track his mobile phone data, certainly, and that was taking them in a vehicle with the phone about 10 miles or so to Barton Mills area. But really, beyond that point, the mobile phone was disconnected from the network in the following hours that morning, and that is when the trail has gone completely cold. It's been nearly 4 weeks now, Ben, and the police and his family, of course, are desperately seeking for some kind of information, someone to come forward that might just be crucial for this investigation.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. Thank you very much. The date in question, of course, the 24th of September, was that night that Corrie first went missing.
It was a Saturday morning, as Nick was saying, 3:24 a.m. It was the last sighting of Corrie McKeague, and his mum joins us now. This is your first national television interview. You want to appeal to people, anyone who might have seen your son. What would you say to people who might have the slightest scintilla of information?
The report that you've just done is so accurate. It shows where your reporter was just standing. Corrie walks just to the back of shops. It's where deliveries are made. It's a dead end. It doesn't go anywhere. Corrie is quite clearly seen on CCTV walking in the middle of the road and then into this loading bay where vehicles and bins and stuff are. He never gets seen coming back out. There's not one image of Corrie on CCTV in the entire area of Bury that's been captured. It would take an expert months of preparation to be able to evade that, and Corrie wasn't trying to. As you can see on the video you saw, he's just walked down the road. There's been no preparation, there's been no planning. He has just vanished. And as a police officer, I know that doesn't happen, but the police have been fantastic. They've shown me everything that they've been doing, but somebody else must be involved because he's not seen leaving on foot at all.
I mean, tell us a little bit about Corrie, because he was a serviceman in the RAF. He loved his job, very close with you. I know your sons and Corrie's brothers are here in the studio as well. Very close family. Was there any reason for any of you to think that maybe he wanted to get away or get away from...
I know that would be an easy answer, and I wish it was, because then at least I would think that it's been something that Corrie's chosen to do. There was nothing going on in his life. There was no major event. There was nothing that might cause him to suddenly think at 3 o'clock in the morning after he's had a drink, a week before payday, when he's left his little 7-month-old puppy in his room. He's been sending photographs to friends. He's been in a fantastic mood. He spoke to his brother 4 times, Darach, on the phone that night, making plans for Darach coming up last weekend.
So, Nicola, you don't think it's deliberate? You don't think this is down to him? This is
Absolutely
something
not.
Has happened to him,
yeah.
And you must have gone through in the past few weeks every single possible outcome that has happened to your son. Do you believe, first and foremost, that he is still alive?
Yes, yes, I do.
you don't think that there's been some dreadful accident?
There are only 3 possibilities. It has been a dreadful accident, perhaps, and this is one of the things I am clinging to. Corrie would go with a stranger in a car. He would ask a stranger for a lift. He would equally pick up hitchhikers. So perhaps somebody has given him a lift to try and get him back to the base, but they've taken him to the wrong place and they've dropped him off, and they feel bad and they don't want to come forward. But the police don't know where to search, because they've searched the road back to the base and he's not there. So if it's been an accident, if somebody's taken him to try and help him, to give him a lift up the road, tell us where you dropped him off so that we've got some clue as to where to start searching now.
You said there were only 3 things that could have happened.
It's either that he's had an accident, that it's something like that by whatever means, and he is unfortunately now dead.
But you believe, you have a sense that he is still alive and will be found.
Yeah, or he's left voluntarily, but as I said, there has been no preparation whatsoever. There's been no motivating factor to make him go. His life is really going well for him just now. Or he's been taken against his will. I don't want that to sound like I think it's got anything to do with terrorism. I am aware of the Marham incident. It was only 20 miles away. And
he's in the armed services?
Yeah, he's in the armed services, and the police are not discounting it either. However, there is only one bit of evidence that says it's not terrorism, and that's because nobody has come forward and claimed him.
And usually they would have by now.
And they would have by now.
Okay.
So for that very reason, they're saying, although we wouldn't discount it, it's not an active thing that they're trying to look into.
Nicola, if you can describe for us, if people have got any information or need to come forward and for some reason can't, just describe the impact that this is having on the family and what you would say about your son.
What would they do if it was their son? If it was their child, how would they be feeling? This is unbearable.
And I think we can see, and anyone can empathise with your situation. It must be a living hell for you at the moment, not knowing what's happened to Corrie and wondering what's happened to him.
But hopefully, if the national media, it's nearly a month, and so many people know nothing about this, an active serviceman just disappearing off the streets in the middle of England.
It can't happen in these days, can it?
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
OK, so let's just remind everybody, it's the 24th of September, about 3:24 in the morning. He was last seen in Bury St Edmunds. He's on CCTV going into that loading bay, as you say. He just hasn't... This is exactly where he was on the night. He hasn't been seen since his phone was tracked, and it was tracked 10 miles away to Barton Mill. Yeah,
the thing with the phone... there are bins at the back of there, large industrial bins, and one of them, only one got picked up at 4 o'clock in the morning from the bin company. That then travelled to the Barton Mills area. They know from analysis that they've done on the phone, the triangulation, that it's taken the phone 28 minutes to get from Bury to Barton Mills.
So it must have been in a car of some sort.
There's also a motion-activated camera at the Barton Mills roundabout, which only shows the bin. However, the bin had 11 kilograms of rubbish in it. It was paper from the back of Greg's. Corrie is about 90 kilograms, so he certainly wasn't in it.
So many unanswered questions.
I know.
Nicola, we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Our hearts really are with you.
And fingers crossed we can get anything at all to try and help with.
There is an incident room number, or 101 at Suffolk Police, Crime Stoppers, if you don't want anybody to know. That's confidential, but please come forward.
Okay.
Nicola Urquhart, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all the very best.